between the sexes, you know, because usually an abortion comes about after a loss of control within the terms of a relationship. Of somebody abrogating control and responsibility.
Someone didn't roll over and take a condom out of a drawer. I mean, that responsibility belongs to both people.
Exactly, I agree with you. But but the thing is this, that if somebody says she's a feminist, that will do. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to argue with her or that we're not going to burn the midnight oil trying to understand what it is that we each think. It would be absurd to be so prescriptive. But in the olden days, it was very much a religion. You had to do things in a certain way. It was like being a nun. And I think it's actually changing, at least I hope.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap it up. I just want to get from each of you what next. You know, what should be the focus next for women in terms of feminism? Naomi?
God, well, I have to say, just being here, that one thing I really want to have happen is some institutional memory. Like, we have these brilliant minds sitting on this stage with all of this accrued wisdom, and you know, if history is any guide, we'll all be sort of wiped clean off the slate in 50 years. And then some poor child will have to figure it out all over again. So I'd like to see us taking responsibility, well, you really taking responsibility to run our own media. If we don't like what's in the media, start our own zines and blogs, raise our own money for our own institutions, memorialize, you know, the great icons that we have that, you know, have all this wisdom for us, run our own candidates, and you know, change the world ourselves, but with this base to move from. Yeah.
Okay, Clem.
I would really just like to see feminism get on with job. I mean, we can sit here, not us personally, but I think somebody said something recently, I can't remember which newspaper it was, they talked about how privileged Australia is to even be having a leadership spill, that things are not so bad if we've got the time to deal with that. And I think that we could spend a lot of time talking about what is feminism, how do we do feminism, who is and who can't do it, and I think that we need to just get out there and keep doing it. I mean, that's one of the major things I get asked as a small-scale feminist commentator is usually about feminism itself. I'd rather talk about the things that it's doing, the things that need to be done and the things that have been achieved rather than the failures.
Eliza?
So I heard a poem, the 2 lines, from a woman who can't read or write in Afghanistan a couple weeks ago, and it was, making love to an old man is like making love to a withered cornstalk blackened by fungus. And I am putting that out there. That woman has no last name. She can't read or write. It's an oral tradition. She was married to a man against her will at 15. We have a responsibility to at least listen to the women of Afghanistan and to not let our geopolitics close them off for another 50 years.
And Germaine?
When the women of massed outside the American Air Force Base at Greenham Common, they called themselves Women for Life on Earth. Now, life on Earth, according to Stephen Hawking, has only 1,000 years to run before global warming or nuclear holocaust will make this planet uninhabitable, and we will have to go and colonize outer space. Speaking as a woman and a member of, as it were, the lower orders, I don't want to live anywhere but on this earth, and if that's the option, I'm not accepting it. So I want to revive Women for